Just in case. Just in case that old one's busted. That'd be great. That's a fun idea. Hey, Zuzutiro. That's 4 eyes of the serpent I want. Slay as many pasties as it takes to procure them. Alright, here you go. The eyes, my thanks, adventurer. And these gemstones happen to fetch a handsome price in Gridania. Pasties aren't found in the Black Shroud, you see. As a merchant, it's my job to know such things. Thank you for the bronze piece, friend. Hell yeah. Alright. That's done. Oh man, Copperbell Mines sure is taking a minute. We might end up doing side quests. We might end up doing side quests for the rest of the stream. That's a possibility, you know. Leave, mate. Alright, let's go. Let's go mend our gear, make sure our armor's in good condition before we wow. Thanks. I'm not familiar, no. I don't know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen. All I know about Jujutsu Kaisen is the animation's really pretty and the character designs are really good, and I asked someone who was watching it, how much does the show have to do with actual Jujutsu, and they said none, and I kind of lost interest. I was hoping for, like, really over-the-top Jujutsu Ippo. But that's a common thing for anime, where they just like, oh yeah, it's about ninjas, or it's about martial arts, and then they just fucking turn it into magic. You know? Alright, well I guess yeah, okay, repair. What the fuck is going on? Alright, merchant and mender. Repair gear. Repair. Repair it! Alright, fuck it. Forget it. Those people. But yeah, anime does that all. Anime is Naruto, but a bit darker, and they also have bankais. See, the funny thing is about like anime. It's like, I think anime constantly does that. What the fuck is going on? Fuck you. Yeah, the game's lagging to shit. Hold on, let me reboot the whole thing. Good lord. Are you serious? No. When I say exit the game, I mean exit the game right now. Don't slow down. Don't, like, ask me. Just fucking exit the game. I will delete it from the hard drive rather than wait for it to close on its own. Anyway. But yeah, anime in Japan do that all the time. They introduce a really cool, grounded concept, and then they just turn it into magic. Like with Naruto, it's like, it's about ninjas. Is it? Is it really about ninjas? It's more... Like, every anime, if it was honest, would just be about wizards. Like Dragon Ball, it's about martial arts. Is it really? Really? When you're having beam battles all the time, when every fight just turns into fucking... people shooting laser beams at each other? And I'm cool with people shooting laser beams at each other, but be honest about what you're making, you know? Like, Japan's really bad about that. They'll introduce, like, I mean, it's not just Japan. It's a lot of Japanese stuff in general. I remember when Netflix announced Yasuke, and I was like, oh, cool! An anime about the, about that African samurai. I was really excited to see it, and then I watched the first... I got, like, 8 seconds in the first episode, and I saw, like, giant robots fighting each other, and I shut that shit the fuck off. It's like, just make a fucking anime about history, you fucking cowards. Also, that's not even... I don't even think that's Japanese. I think that's, like... I think that's American made, but it's the same issue of just... Stop with the fucking robots in fantasy. Just... If you're gonna make a fantasy story, make a fantasy story. Make a science fiction story. But if you're not, then tell a story. Tell history, you know? A historically accurate anime would be nice. I agree. I mean, like, Samurai Champloo is... Like, I'm trying to think of, like, good examples, but, like... Samurai Champloo's the only one I can come up with. But even that has, like, a weird hip-hop infusion, which is still awesome. It's got a really cool style. But it's still, like, frustrating because I wish it was more historical. Alright, let's go ahead and pop open my side quest log, and we'll grab the next one. Oh, good lord. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to Archer once again. Yep, there we go. It would be. Yeah, historical anime would be nice. Yeah, I don't know about historically accurate. I just want cool stories in history. Oh, well, it's the town that has the music. I thought the music was bugging out. Alright, let's go and... What's the lowest level? Oh, we have a level 10 quest here. Let's go ahead and make sure that's always in the log. And we'll go ahead and swap over to Marauder to do this one. But yeah, that's like a constant thing that anime does and Japan does with their games, where it's just like, we set a really cool historical period. Alright, it's a samurai game. Okay. And there's demons, and it's like, no, just fucking make a samurai game. About samurai fighting samurai, for fuck's sake. It's a utopia. I've been on about that forever, though. Like, that's one of my favorite topics to bitch about, is how Japan is, like, seemingly terrified of its entire history outside of... Like, okay, I get that you wouldn't want to make a World War II anime from the perspective of the Japanese. I understand. I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for just... tell stories about your actual history outside of the parts where you were horrible and evil in anime form or in video game form. Yeah, samurai used guns. They used firearms. Welcome back, Boimo. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. And though your efforts are to be commended, there is yet much work to be done. Kujata, the objects of your vengeance, has trampled a farmer's wagon as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's Rest. The foodstuffs spilled from the overturned vane have attracted all manner of hungry predators. Without produce for the market, the farmers will surely suffer for coin this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down these rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. Yeah, totally. Add guns to those games. But that's a whole other thing. I don't want to get on about that. It's more just, oh god, I'm wearing the traffic cone gear. That's been a common thing for me, though, where I'll get really into, like, a cool, like, Like, there was a period of time where I was, like, really into samurai stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool. You know, I watched Afro Samurai, I watched Samurai Champloo, both of which had their little bits of, like, weirdness. Like, for some reason, there was just random high-tech shit out of nowhere in Afro Samurai, and then Samurai Champloo was really awesome, but it had this, I mean, I love the music in Samurai Champloo. Don't get me wrong. At the time, though, I was disappointed that it wasn't more, like, historical. It could be, though. I mean, it's not... There isn't a lot in the story that completely destroys any sort of historical context whatsoever, you know? And I'm like, what else is there? Literally nothing. Literally nothing. Those are the closest we get. I mean, aside from, like, what was the other one? Mononoke. Mononoke is another option. Guys, these are my fucking hunting... These are my hunting log rewards. Come on a minute. Hold on a minute. Maybe, I don't know. Because, yeah, it was the era of the Warring States, wasn't it? I'd love to ask someone, like, hey, why does Japan not make more games and movies about their own history and stuff? I'm actually curious about... Well, not movies, but, like, games or anime about their own history and stuff. I've always been confused about that. Like, how come we don't have a band... I mean, I was gonna say, how come we don't have a band of brothers for Japan? And then I thought about it, and it's like, yeah, we have that. It's called Letters from Iwo Jima, and it was made by an American. It's made by Clint Eastwood. Only movie we have about the Hojo Restoration, or the Tojo Restoration was... Or, no, that's not what it was called. What the fuck was it called? I'm fucking it up. Don't worry about it. Cool. I have questions, I will say. I'm actually kind of looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows, even though its development has been a shit show thus far. You know what's really funny, Obi? Apparently, like, right after, like, last week, a bunch of news came out about Ubisoft Singapore about it being, like, horrible and abusive towards its employees. Meiji Restoration, thank you. I was just thinking, like, a couple of days ago, I saw an article that was Hideo Kojima is really wondering if he can keep making games like this as he crunches his him and his developers have to go through another like what was it, like a year of crunch, I think it said, to get Death Stranding 2 out the door. And I just said, dude, the company's named after you. Don't crunch them. That's all you have to do. Delay the fucking game. Your name is in the title of the company. If you can't do that, why is it named after you? Like Yakuza. Probably something to do with how tons of shows and anime are like comically dramatic, like Yakuza. I think that was a cop-out answer, by the way, that they made. They've done that several times before, the Yakuza people. Remember when everybody wanted Kiryu to be in Tekken 7, and like the Yakuza dev team wanted Kiryu to be in Tekken 7, and everyone except for the creator of Tekken wanted Kiryu in Tekken? And then after Kiryu didn't make it into Tekken, they were just like, oh, we didn't want Kiryu in Tekken anyway. It's like, bullshit, you didn't want them in there anyway. Alright, I'm just gonna do this easy quest real quick, get this out of the way. I'm basically just doing some busy work while we wait for the queue to pop. No, I think the reason why they were like, when they were asked like, how come Japan never made Ghost of Tsushima, they gave a fucking cop-out answer to save face. Kiryu would be good in Tekken. He'd be 2 OP good. Better than Negan. Fucking Negan. Ugh. I think that was the day that crossovers died for me, where I just stopped caring, and I was like, okay, crossovers have nothing to do with art. It has nothing to do with what people want. It has everything to do with business. On that day, Alex received a grim reminder. But yeah, like, I think Japan totally could have made Ghost of Tsushima. I just don't think that was something they ever wanted to do. Because I genuinely think modern Japanese developers are either completely uninterested in their own history or scared of it. I don't know what it is, but it has something to do with the modern Japan's relationship with their own history. Because it's not just video games, it's fairly universal. Like, and they don't even need to make, like, a big Red Dead Redemption style game. They could have made something smaller scale. They could have made, like, Mafia, you know? But, like the Yakuza, I think the Yakuza historical games are really cool. Like Kenzan and Ishin. Yeah, nothing bums me out when there's more than a fantasy setting modeled after a historical setting that I'd much rather just see. Like how New World's not actually about conquistadors. That really bummed me out, where I'm like, oh, cool, it's like conquistadors. That's really cool. And then you'd see the actual game, and it's like a fantasy game, and I'm just like, never mind. At that moment, Gohan released all of his rage. Like, so you opted for something that's been done 1,000 times before rather than something actually interesting. I see. Hello! Ooh, I love that armor. For the gladiator, that's really awesome. So this is what I wanted for the last map, is this AoE. Big companies stay safe, yeah. They are really dramatic, and I'm okay with them being dramatic. I never said that it needed to be deadly serious. Hell, Red Dead isn't even deadly serious. Red Dead's really funny and dramatic at points. It's got a good sense of humor. All the Rockstar games do. It's more like I just want to see them try. That's the big thing. I want to see you try. Please try and make an actual open world historical game. Please. Your history is interesting. Doing this will get people into your history. I bet you Ghost of Tsushima got more people into Japanese history than anything Japan has put out in the last, like, 20 years. Yeah, I don't know. One day maybe I'll find an answer. One day I'll have an answer that I'm satisfied with. Because it's not just Japan. It's a consistent problem. Like how in fucking in like Call of Duty, even if it's a historical Call of Duty as rare as they are nowadays, like an actually historical one, not like we made some bullshit up and set it in the 80s. You know, like everything after Black Ops 1. Well, Black Ops onwards, yeah, even in the rare historical Call of Duty games, it's still red team versus blue team. Let's just kill all identity that these factions have in multiplayer. Yeah. I mean, I would rather slightly propagandized history than no historical settings at all in video games, because the fun of history in games is being able to play in history. Like, there was a solid week where I just played Call of Duty World at War because they give you the customization options in their multiplayer to fully model your loadout after whatever country you want to play as. So I made loadouts for different factions, and so whenever I spawned in as a German soldier, I would change my loadout to be that of a German soldier using German weapons. It was a lot of fun. EP, hi TJ, sleep, fall. Because like World at War is very exaggerated and over the top, but like I still get to play as the factions I want to play as until I fall asleep for a week. Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather a Call of Duty game with the same level of writing quality as Mel Gibson's The Patriot than a Call of Duty game that never covers the American Revolution. You know? That's always the cool thing about Assassin's Creed, is it was just, they drop you into history and you get to play around with it. I'll probably play the first Assassin's Creed on the channel soon, actually. I've been wanting to go back and play a lot of old favorites from my childhood, and I really liked the Assassin's Creed game when I was the Assassin's Creed games when I was a kid. Don't worry, guys. When Veo wakes up, the stream will end. All right, hit it. Kaboom! Dead Mines reference. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, TJ, you were tempted into evil. I don't mind. So yeah, look at these AoEs. Ain't that nutto? Nutso? Nutto, Alex? Hey guys, when next time I play Project Eva, should I just set my category as Fortnite? That's a terrible idea, I shouldn't do that. Dead. Thud. The jar. Yeah, I needed that. I deserve that. I deserve the jar this time. I'm climbing in myself. You get the jar for that. Yeah. I deserve. I belong here. God, I love the fucking animation on his on ranged classes when you run. Like, it's such a cool look. I love that they actually knock the arrow in the bow and don't just hold the bow at their side limply, like in WoW. Like, I love WoW, but some of the animations are kind of lame. I wish I had any good dance emotes. God, where's my music? Where's the fucking music? It's always going out. Oh, it needed to hold 12 ounces of fire sand. Okay. It's the peaceful town of Fire Sand. Yes, that was a Borderlands reference. Oh yeah, I have a blue sky now if anyone wants to follow me there. I guess it's because I'm not used to, having breaks in between pulls. Because in this game, there's really no reason to take breaks between pulls. Every class has their own way of self-sustaining involved with mana. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. I love him. I love Richter Belmont. I'm not going to play the old Castlevania games, but I'll watch Nocturne so I can play Symphony of the Night, kind of knowing what's going on. Nice scarf, by the way. Like, fucking Erastus is, like, dripped out to fuck. Dripped out to shit. I love it. Alright, nothing here. Oh, the Icarus Ire. This quest is interesting. This fight's interesting. Get in there, Pearl. I love your armor, by the way. It's so fucking cool. So yeah, this fight's interesting. So at first it's just a blob you have to shoot at. Easy, simple as. And then it throws at all of its other little barts, and now you have other blobs. There are other blobs in the arena. All the way over there. Luckily for me, I'm pretty far off, so I can just keep it spamming from a distance. Find out I chose bacon. It gets kids. Animating faces is very difficult. Alright, what do we got? Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, I'm good. I'm out of range. This fight's different, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, this isn't how I remember it being. Okay, now okay, he's about to do it. Yeah! Oh, no. What? Okay. So in the old version of this fight, he would split off. As you did damage to him, he would just keep splitting off into other bosses with less overall health. But, yeah, okay, so when you first fought him, you could barely damage him, and his health bar was huge. And so a bomb would come in as backup, like an enemy that would self-destruct, and you'd have to lure that enemy over to him, and then damage that enemy until it exploded, blowing him apart, until eventually you blew him apart into a bunch of little pieces that didn't have the same defense that he did. And then you'd kill all of them at once, and that would end the fight. Didn't turn out well. No, no, soap, no! AoE spam, let's go! Praise the AoE spam! Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pit Hippo Curve. Pull him in, and then pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Hit him with poison, and now we'll just watch his health drop. There he goes. Look at that. Well done, everybody. Well done, lad. Where'd you get the third taskbar and the emote bar? So, I'll show you how in a second. Well, after the fight, I'll show you, TJ, so stick around for a sec. Slaves no more! Free! Free! Good for them. Yeah. Wait, that's not a Hekatonkeres, that's just a giant. What are you? Interesting. Yes. I'll show you how in a second. Gaiji's the Great. So this fight used to be terrible, but we'll see how it goes now. They've actually reworked all these dungeons to make them a bit faster. Not necessarily easier, just more efficient. Alright, and... big shot! Damn, that was good. Job's done. The Brock Lesnar trolls, right? Someone said the Joy-Cons look like staplers. I want to go back to the trolls in Ironforge. The Brock Lesnar trolls. Yeah, the really swole ones. Those guys were great. I love the Bork Laser trolls. God, I love that armor. I hope I get that armor. That's fucking awesome. Wow. Well, I get the head graze now. So it's my second interrupt. Alrighty. I like to put all my mitigation and... Alright, so let me show you how I did this. Okay, so you go to HUD layout, and then you go to hotbars, and you select your... Let's say I want to show hotbar... 1, 2, 3, 4... Let's say hotbar 4, which is currently hidden. Or no, 5, 6, 7... I guess I'd choose hotbar 8. And then for hotbar 8, it's right here on the screen. I could then right-click on it and click on... Make sure that's ticked on. If you tick that on, it'll show, and you can also change what kind of hotbar you want it to be. And then you can make it smaller or bigger. So if I want to turn this into another emo hotbar, I would do 2x6, and I'd go ahead and move it down here next to the others. And then I would adjust its scale. Say 60%, right? Which is about where those are. Save it. And so now I have an extra emote hotbar right here that I can put things on. But I don't want to do that yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Yeah, this whole thing is really awesome. You get to fully customize your HUD however you want it to be. Yes! I like to do the 3 bars and then little sidebars to click on that are just kind of there for unique occasions. Alright, well, back to being the overpowered... Okay, so now my archer is level 24. That's fucking awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and equip my new short bow. Update the gear. Let's switch over to my pugilists. That's a cool idea, yeah. Goggles. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure we have all the best gear equipped for everybody. Yeah, a bunch of new shit for you. You get a shield now. Awesome. Conjurer. No new gear for the Conjurer. What about the Marauder? No new gear for the Marauder. Alright, well, let's go ahead and switch back to Pugilist. We got level 22 for you. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and report to Painted Mesa. Maybe Painted Mesa. That was a joke. Haha. Now die. Alright. They were split off with the regular trolls. Yeah, I thought it would be really funny. I was really hoping they would attack me, but leave you alone. I just love that idea that just they don't consider you to be a threat, but me, on the other hand, they're just like, die. Ba, 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 ba. God, I hate those big dumb knuckles. There's a item we can get later on that lets me hide them and just have my bare fists. Look at the chocobo lady. Cool. Chocobussy. I mean... Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really cool. It's really cool how much you can learn about things just by starting it, you know? Because, like, Sony Vegas, I was really worried. I had stuck with Windows Movie Maker because it was simple and easy for years. I never thought I would just sit down and learn Sony Vegas. Hey, Painted Mesa. Yeah. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Good guides go a long way. There's some absolute legends out there. Ah, Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Sorry, mate. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and ULDAH will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Sean the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. But I'm not in One Piece. I'm in Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. That's not the sound she made. Yep, they dug too deeply and greedily. What was it? They dug holes where Earth's pores ought to suffice, and things learn to walk that ought to crawl. Hell yeah. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought for this. Paid for it with my own coin. What rot? You refugees are the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. It's fucking anime villainy. Everyone's just like just gotta make everyone just the worst assholes. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is my witness. Well, time to go punch someone. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on my mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. Only want to treat my children to a decent meal. Thank you for freeing me, TJ. I appreciate it. I have simmered in my own juices long enough. I love this part. And who the hells are you? When you're at home, this dog's master? I've had enough of this mama's farce. You lot, teach him a lesson. Okay, art done. Yay, can't wait to see it. Meow, 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 meow. Posted it in the server. I'll check it out after the stream. Thanks, son. Appreciate it. Hydrate. Will do. Ow. I'll take care of this. Rest of you can watch. Alright, that's a feint. How would you feel if you saw someone, like, reorganizing their hotbars as they fought you? Like, how not seriously are you being taken? Stop bully gulping at me and give me a hand, will ya? Going for the healer. Get you out of the way. Take care of the DPS. Pow, 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 pow. Alright, now for the bodyguard. Let's pull him away from the group. Alright, done. I love the animations. Sorry, what did you say? I just beat these dudes to death super fast. I ain't getting paid enough for this. I'm getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Oh, he's got that Gen Z someone took a shit on the top of my head hairstyle. Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. Not quite as bad, though. I'll give him some credit. It's the echo. Echo. Oh. Thou there, this diggle. I can't do it. God, that game's writing. That is the first game I have stopped playing because of bad writing. Jesus Christ. I'd swear there were more refugees when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. You wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? It's the same thing happening in other cities? Broly cut. If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation's more pronounced. ULDAH has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I'll be lying if I said I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we'll have to have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Gallian Empire, patrolling the streets for riffraff. Jesus Christ, you fucking pricks. It may well come to that. No, it shouldn't say concerned citizen, it should say xenophobic asshole. May well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees would turn to crime. Gee, how could we fix that situation, I wonder? I don't know, maybe give them some money. You know what this place is like. If you've no comb, you've no coin, you've no hope. What'll become of our city? I hope it burns. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry, ULDAH, I wish it would burn to the ground. I fucking hate this city. Like, the people in it are almost universally scumbags thus far. It's not a good place. Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. The lucky ones, yeah. But it has nothing to do with them and everything to do with the society you live in. Dodo tenderloins! Get your dodo tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think ULDAH was well on its way to recovery. I've always had an issue with that, by the way. So, like, here's the thing about, like, let's talk about homeless, giving people, they aren't real citizens. Who cares? They're people. They're human beings. I've always had that issue where it's like, okay, you can't give money to the homeless. That's something that's always bothered me, because it's like, well, they might go spend it on drugs and alcohol. Yeah? So? Isn't that their right? Don't they have that right as a human being to choose what they do with their money? Shouldn't you just give to those less fortunate than you so that they might have a chance? They might use that money to, I don't know, feed themselves, or clothe themselves, or keep themselves alive long enough to eventually find a job and actually, you know, survive. Why should you care what people... Here's the question. Let's fucking talk about this. Fuck contributing to society. Fuck that mindset. Fuck contributing to the society. Because what is the society? Society is a collection of people, all who make money for their own ends, and what? They then send that money to the government. Why do we give money to the government? We give money to the government so they can use that money to take care of us. Do they do that? Well, there are homeless people on the streets, so no. No, they fucking don't. So what does contributing to society actually achieve for anybody? What does that even mean? Take them on a shopping spree. They could spend it on hookers. Who cares what they spend? Like it's our right as citizens to decide how we spend our money. You shouldn't ask them to do anything like that. If they ask you for money, and you have the money to give, just give it to them. Because it's a kind thing to do. I fucking, like, if you live in an area where there's tons of homeless people, that is not a good area. Not because of the homeless people, but because those people were put in that circumstance to begin with. Unless they want to live that way, then more power to them, you know? They're like, what's his name from Stardew Valley. But, no, I fucking hate that mindset. Fuck contributing to society. Society should contribute to people. The government, everything that... Every power structure should exist to ensure the happiness of people and keep them alive. Linus, thank you. You don't have to. It's up to you. Personally, I like to feel good about myself, so I donate whenever I can. If I see a homeless person, I give them money. If someone asks me for money on the street, I give it to them if I have it. If I don't, then I don't. You know, it's like, hey, look, it's on my card. I'm not gonna go to an ATM and withdraw money. Like, that's how far my selfishness goes. But if I have some cash on me, yeah, I'll throw a 20. I'll throw a 20 a homeless person's way. Absolutely. Why not? They might spend it on drugs. Who cares? Like, you might spend it on drugs. Anything, like, I guarantee you, if you buy something from the store, that money is going to a CEO's pocket. They will spend it on drugs. You think CEOs aren't doing cocaine? Hell, if I was a CEO, I'd be doing cocaine. You're paying for drugs. You're also paying for horrible, horrible things that rich people get up to. There is no such thing as ethical consumption. You don't know what's being done with your money. If I was a CEO, I'd do cocaine. Absolutely. No, it's, like, you don't know where your money's going to. Looking around, you'd think that ULDAH was well on its way to recovery. It is, you stupid motherfucker. Just let people live their lives, but peer through that veil of prosperity, and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Yeah, it's almost like you live in a horrible hell dystopia. I'm sad the calamity spared ULDAH. Sir, you alright? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? I mean to kill a defenseless citizen. Come here, I'll punch a hole through you. What? It's all by the meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. I like this, yeah. The idea that these people are still on the side of each other and care for each other. I'll overlook this, but just this once. Now excuse me as I go make a bad deal with some fucking dragon people. Yeah. God bless you, adventurer. If you haven't come along with when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about it. It's my territory. Get out of here. Yup. Bread procured. Thanks, friends. Alex's lesson of the day. Don't contribute. Don't make the mistake of thinking you owe anything to somebody who has power over you. At the end of the day, your own well-being should be your motivation, and the motivation of and the well-being of those you care about. Once you've ensured your own happiness, help others. If you have the money to donate, you should donate. Also, don't let countries donate. Don't let companies donate your money for you. That's what's happening. Whenever you're at Wendy's and it's like, would you like to donate to the children's hospital? Say no. If you want money to go to that children's hospital, send it yourself. Because the reason they're doing that is so they don't have to pay taxes, and they don't have to contribute to society. All's well that ends well. All's well that ends well. We meet again. Pray do not mistake my intent, for it is always honourable. But I have been watching you ever since you departed ULDAH. You played the part of envoy to perfection. Confident as a man on a diplomatic mission should be. yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And when your travels led you into the midst of danger, you faced it without being so much as a flinch. You, my friend, are quite a marvel, and I confess to being somewhat in awe of you. But my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when the words were all the reward you could expect to receive. Such selfishness is a rare thing in this day and age. Also, who carries cash in 2025? A lot of businesses still require cash in my area, surprisingly. I'm not giving a homeless man my credit card. Yeah, can you imagine that conversation? Do you got a PayPal? All of which leads me to conclude, it's almost like our technology has shifted to actively harm poor people more. All of which has led me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I have been looking for, an adventurer possessed of a very rare set of qualities. To be sure, your rescue of that damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her okay, if Alex was president, what would I do? My order of business in my entire campaign would exclusively be about fixing internal strife going on in America. One of the first things I would do... By the way, look at the texture on his jacket. They reworked some of the textures in the MSQ. It looks fucking gorgeous. One of my first orders of business would be to increase taxation on luxuries, anything we don't need, and make sure the government can provide needs for the people. So, hospitals, groceries, a car, a working cell phone, things that you need to survive and get by in America, including a place to live. Like, I would probably use government spending to buy out landlords en masse. I would use all that money to buy as much land as possible so that it could then be funded and held down by taxes that people are paying. And I would really tax items that are exclusively bought by rich people. So like yachts, fancy sports cars. The higher a luxury is, the higher the taxation will be on it. That would be my plan. I would actually make it so taxation does actually support the people. That would be my main goal as president. I would also make it very clear that if I get assassinated, that people should overthrow the government. That would be like, hey guys, look, if I get killed, it wasn't me. I'm healthy, I'm happy, things are going well. If I get killed, if I kill myself, I didn't kill myself. I was assassinated and you should overthrow the government. And then I'd kill myself. No, not really. That'd be really funny, though. If I get killed, it wasn't me. Yeah, exactly. Translated in English mandated by law. That would be my goal as a president. I think that would fix a lot of issues, because basically just, I don't know, making it so people are more equal would go a long way. And I think... Personally, I love capitalism, but I don't think it should apply to certain things in our government. Like, I don't think... Like, market competition does not apply to necessities. That's why groceries are so expensive. It's because they've learned that people are still buying groceries even when they get super expensive. So they're going to stay super expensive no matter what. Yeah. To be sure, your rescue of the damsel in distress was more of a happy accident, but rescue her you did, and that's what matters in the end. That's what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point, I also harbor a burning interest in that certain talent of yours. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? I just so happen to that I know a woman who shares your talent, and can help you to understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should both be delighted beyond words if you would agree to join our cause. Naturally, there are benefits to being part of such a collective. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. You need not give me your answer now. Think upon it, and if you feel moved to help us, I pray you shall, speak with Momodi, the ever-lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Tell her the scions of the seventh dawn found their men, and she will tell you where to find it. So yeah, if I was the Sultana, I would heavily tax luxury goods, and then offer goods deemed as necessities to the people. Also, I love that you can still see the overworld through this gate, even though it's instanced. It's really cool. Increase luxury taxes on, you know, stupid-ass robes and gemstones, things that aren't needed, you know, land, and then I would use that money to buy up land and then give it away for the people for free. And yeah, it would definitely put the country in debt, but it doesn't matter as long as the people are served well. Because the economy has been good and bad no matter what, and I've been poor my whole life, and it hasn't fucking mattered for a second. I agree. Huh. Scenes like this are becoming even more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tale of a gentleman's woes with womenfolk from time to time. That's hilarious. So that's the same speech she gave me. Ah, boymo! Sorry to keep you waiting. I was providing guidance to a fresh-off-the-carriage adventurer. By the gods, it's good to say you safe and well. To look at you. No one would ever guess you'd been hard at out with the giants in the dark. Where would we draw the line on what's a luxury? See, that's an interesting thing, because I would not. I would say, like, a telephone, a phone that you can use to make calls and use the internet, so like a smartphone. That, like, you'd be given an old smartphone, you know, a used smartphone, kind of like an Obama phone. We've already done these kind of things in the past. Vehicles, you don't need a fucking sports car, a used car. A new car is a luxury. A used car is not. Video games as a whole, entertainment, art of any kind is a luxury. You don't need that to survive. You don't need a television to survive. You may need a computer for work. If you do get a computer, it'll be an old used computer. Basically just making sure that people are never in the position to where they are utterly hopeless. A vehicle is a necessity. A sports car or a new vehicle that is brand new off the factory line is a luxury. Basically, anything you see advertised on television for the most part is a luxury. Healthcare is a necessity. Plastic surgery is a luxury. And so on and so forth. Yeah, I honestly would not think that's a bad idea. As long as it works, and as long as it helps you get done what you need to get done. Internet access is a necessity. High-speed fiber optic internet access is a luxury. And you can pay more once you have the ability to get those luxuries. Yeah, but they also did a lot of other stuff. And also, it's things that America has done in the past. Like, yeah, I've known people that have had an Obama phone. Like, you can... Yeah. Never doubted for a moment you succeed, of course. Neither did Papa John. But then again, this will never happen. I'm not going to become president. I'm not going to achieve these things. I just think that's a solution to a possible problem of poverty. Is that some people have too little, and other people have too much. So... And those people who have too much oftentimes did not earn it. Oh, sorry. Never have they earned it. And you just take some of that money and you just toss it down below to the people. Lenin's body? That's a necessity. Yeah. I never doubted for a moment you succeed, of course. Neither did Papa Sean, which ain't to say he'd be overjoyed. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew she meant right away. Hey! How's it going? Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Etta. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. Yes, that is her, actually. His name is Avir, but he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Avir once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first and ask you your name. Okay, well... I don't know about that. I'm just saying, hey, maybe these people shouldn't have so much money. And maybe people down below should have more. And maybe people shouldn't have to die in the streets because people have bad memories of communism. Like, hey, I gotta say it, and I gotta point this out. The Soviet Union... Like, I'm not saying it wasn't real communism, but, like, it was communist, just like how... It was socialist, just like how Nazi Germany was socialist, you know? The means of production were seized by the government and then used to oppress the people. That's still... But, like, the government oppression is there. And I'm not arguing on behalf of communism. I am arguing on behalf of socialism because a small amount of it can go a long way. Like, hey, if you don't like socialism, don't call the cops next time you're in trouble. When your house catches fire, don't call the fire department. Handle it yourself, you know? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and put that fire out, you know? But ultimately, I think the government should take care of its people. And people shouldn't be dumbass idiots who just support the government blindly. But I wanted to meet you first, ask your name. Like I said before, I think capitalism is great when it gets to function as capitalism. We're getting real political in this shit. I should probably tone it down. Regardless, I think the buying and selling and trading of goods to establish value is a great deal for everybody. But we should just simply restrict what goods can be bought and sold. We can't sell slaves, we can't sell drugs, we can't sell a bunch of shit. So we should have limitations on... And also, like, free market capitalism doesn't work with necessities. If everyone needs something, there's no real competition. Because, quite simply, like, what are you gonna do if all groceries are more expensive? Like, you're fucked. What are you gonna do if all cars become more expensive? All food and water becomes so expensive that you can't afford it. You can't compete in that environment because you're always going to have sales no matter what, because people don't want to die. Alex, you need to pick one or two. One or two what? I'm a fan of both. I mean, I'm American. Our entire country is built upon both socialism, democracy, and capitalism, you know? I just think that we don't need to be black and white with it. We can have socialist reform in our country while still being a democracy and still being capitalists. Just the numbers. Oh, two. Boymo Banderson. Boymo Banderson. I shan't forget. Thank you, Boymo Banderson. I pray that we'll meet again. I lose. Damn. Fare you well. But then again, I am just a citizen. I will vote when the time comes. There's nothing I can really do. I'm simply talking of this topic because I find it fun to talk about. Alright, good night. Aw. Bye. Later, Ghost. Adventuring can be a cruel bleeding business. Time was I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the ass looking after you all. I think we should be more modern on the government controlling stuff. Yeah, I think the government not actively being a parasite that feeds off the people is a moderate take. I don't think anything I'm saying is extreme. Because I'm not saying they should illegally seize the property from rich people. I'm saying they should buy it. Buy the property. Buy all the apartments, you know? That's not an extreme take. Maybe take that money you're going to spend on the next jet to defend us against an invader that will never come. And, I don't know, spend it on some housing for the poor. Crazy idea. Maybe take care of your citizens. I think spending millions and billions of dollars on a new plane that isn't going to see combat, at least not in a war that matters to the people of America, that is an extreme perspective. The status quo is extreme. I'm trying to adjust things to moderate. That's what I'm saying. But against my better judgment, I've decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. But yep, that's what I'm voting for. I'm voting for that kind of thing. But, you know, what am I gonna do? It goes double for you, Boymo. Hey, what'd you say? And besides, I don't actually know the realities of the way running a government actually works. All I know is what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I feel, and I feel that there are parasites in our country, and they're sitting at the top. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not advocating for overthrowing the government. I'm simply saying, let's take what we already have and make it better. No, like, yeah, no, that's not, that we don't need to do that, though. You know, fuck it. Let's end it after this, because I feel like I feel like I can get through to you, Obi. Well, let me finish this cutscene real quick, and I'll explain why that's not a thing. Hey, what did you say? You want to know about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? They're beginning to move in on earnest, then. Like, listen, Boymo. The Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some stuff that they do. Knowing that, you're still certain you want to get involved, and I tell you what I can. Alright, we'll go ahead and wrap up the FF14 part of the stream and get into just the yapping part of the stream after this. Alright, let's go ahead and head to my in-room. Because we're not taking any food from farmers, and I'll explain why here in a moment. Let's say, for instance, I know, but our countries aren't like their countries. Like you don't like. There's a reason why I'm specifically saying America, and I'll talk about it here in a moment. But we're not like Russia before the rise of the Soviet Union. We're very different.